Frag Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Frag Tag Radio. And here with you today is your boy, Pradius. Once again, of course, got to get those plugs out of the way. First of all, Appy Gamer. Appy makes you happy. Catch it on Android, iOS, Windows. Big, humongous, gigantic app. It's got all your gaming news sources in there. IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, Frag Tag Radio, any gaming news source you could possibly think of is in there. Also, gaming news and reviews. That one is on Android and iOS from News Fusion. Similar to Appy Gamer, as in it brings all your news sources into one convenient app. The cool thing about gaming news and reviews is that it bunches similar articles together. So if there's a new article about Quantum Break, from IGN, and then two other sites do the exact same article pretty much, and it'll group those articles together so that you're not scrolling down looking at the same article over and over. It's really effective, nice way, very clean looking app, free, as are with all of our partner apps, all free. And of course, Frag Tag Radio's in there, so definitely want to check that out. And then lastly would be Game On. Shouts to Troy on iOS and Windows Phone. If you're on iOS, definitely want to check that out. Very sleek app. If you're on Windows Phone, there is no greater news app. Most definitely want to download Game On ASAP. You can also catch us on fragtagradio.com, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes, everywhere. So check us out. And with that, got a lot of Warframe stuff to cover this week. Hasn't been a lot coming out lately. I know we talked about the Garden Warfare 2 recently, and we always talk about Warframe on every episode, of course, along with whatever else, other games I want to. But right now I don't really have any other games to talk about. It hasn't been a lot, but of course the Division's about to be coming out. So we'll definitely be talking about the Division on the next episode. So if you're interested in the Division, you can look forward to hearing my thoughts on that. But for this episode, we got some straight Warframe. Now to go. First of all, 18.5 is now up on PC, which brings with it, the chat rework, bunch of other crazy awesome stuff that we're going to be getting into. So yeah, if you're on PC and you haven't downloaded it yet, you should go on there, download it now. Huge update, brings with the new Sands of Inaros quest, and then of course Aneros, the new mummy-themed Warframe. So most definitely want to check that out. But let's go through it. All right, so first of all, the OBrien Deluxe skin. Now, I've never been a big fan of OBrien. He looks like a mixture between a horse and a goat. I don't know. It's just, I haven't ever really liked the look of OBrien. And on top of that, his powers aren't that great either. He doesn't know if he's Trinity or Mag. I mean, he's got some helpful healing abilities like Trinity, and then he's got that thing that like lifts people up and slams them down, which kind of reminds me of the Crush ability from Mag. So I don't know. He's having an identity crisis, and not only his abilities, but his appearance as well. He doesn't know if he's a horse or a goat. So this new deluxe skin for him looks amazing. So amazing, in fact, that I might actually start using OBrien just so I could run around with this awesome looking deluxe skin for him. It almost makes him look like he's like got limbs coming out of him, like he's like a great old tree or something. I don't know. He's still falling into that weird category, but this skin definitely looks better than what he's been looking like so far. So yeah, if you're on PC, I think you can check that out now if you're on PC. Now, as far as console, we're going to have to wait. Console, we have been waiting for a long time. I mean, usually, PC gets an update and then we get it a couple weeks later. But I think the last update we got was over a month ago, maybe even closer to 2 months. And it just feels like it's been forever, and it's going to be even longer. I realize that Digital Extremes wants to probably just pack in 18.5 with all the other stuff we've missed into one big update for console. And that's all well and good, everything, but your player base is starting to get bored on console. We've done everything. We've got nothing to do. We need more stuff. You cannot spread updates out this far apart. It's just not good for the player base. So if you're listening, please take that into account and start, when PC gets an update, start working on getting that into certification for console. Don't just bunch of updates together and try and throw them all to console at one time and make us wait an extra longer. Um, you know, and I realize it takes time because they want to work out the bugs and the glitches on PC, so that way when it comes to console, we get a more polished product, and that's all well and good and everything. But like I said, just try and spread it out a little bit less, to where we are getting more frequent updates. Even if they're smaller updates, more frequent, I would rather have smaller and more frequent than larger and every couple of months. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So, yeah. Either way, hopefully we will be getting 18.5 and all the other stuff we've been missing on console soon, because I'm looking forward to it. And of course, the Operation Shadow Dad event. PC did that, 2 months ago? And we're still waiting for Operation Shadow Dad on consoles. And my clan is looking forward to doing this event. We want to get that trophy. For those who be watching, that my clan just started a couple months ago. I had been a member of another clan for like a year. Most of the time I've been playing Warframe, and finally just kind of decided I wanted to do my own thing, and I had some friends who wanted to get in with that as well, so we've been doing our own thing. And so this operation will be our first opportunity to get a new trophy for our dojo, because we don't have any trophies because our clan wasn't around for past events, and we really, really, really want a gold trophy to put in the dojo, and we're going to work really hard when that event finally does come to us. So looking forward to that. They did say that we will definitely be getting 18.5 on consoles before the end of March. I know that's not very comforting if you're on console and you've been waiting like me and everybody else. It feels like forever already, and the end of March seems so far away. But hopefully time will pass by quickly, and when it finally comes, we'll have enough content to keep us busy until the next update, or close to, I hope. All right, so some things that we can look forward to that are either going to be in 18.5 or coming shortly after. One would be being able to resume crash missions and not losing rewards. Right now, if you're in a mission on Warframe, say you're in round 3 of a defense and you've gotten a couple prime parts and two prime parts and a stack of fusion cores, plus you've picked up a bunch of resources and credits, and then your mission crashes and it kicks you back to the main menu. Of course, when you get back to your ship, it'll say, you were disconnected. Would you like to reconnect to squad? And then you can attempt to reconnect and rejoin your teammates and get back into the same mission you were in. And that's good, but you lose everything you had fought for so far. So those 2 prime parts, that stack of cores, and all the resources you had picked up so far, gone. Just gone. And you're just asked out on that, and you can hopefully get whatever you didn't miss for the rest of the mission, and that's it. And so, so this is going to be big things, being able to resume the crash mission and not lose your rewards, because, pains me to say, missions do be crashing sometimes. I wouldn't say frequently, but it's not next to never either. It's somewhere in the middle. So, at least being able to resume the crash mission and not losing your rewards is going to be big things for me, because there's nothing more annoying than crashing out of a mission and losing 20 minutes of your life. So, there's that. Also, buying loadouts. You're going to be able to buy. Right now, every other mastery test you level up, it gives you a loadout slot. Every even test, so mastery rank 2, 4, 6, 8, it gives you a loadout slot for your warframes. So you can, have a warframe, a primary, a secondary, a melee, and then your companion. And then you can go to another loadout and have a different warframe, weapons, and companion, and then the next one. But so it's kind of frustrating when you're first starting out, because you want more loadouts, but you're not going to be able to do it until you get up to mastery rank 8 which would give you 4 loadouts. And then when you're first starting out, you're still learning things. And Warframe isn't the best game at explaining stuff. You've got to talk to other players, look up YouTube videos, read things on the internet, just ask around, ask questions, or hit up one of the guides of the Lotus like myself, or one of my other Guides of the Lotus friends, and ask questions and kind of learn on your own, which some people might not like, but I actually kind of like about Warframe. I kind of like learning things on my own. It makes you interact with other players in a way, and you form bonds with the people that you meet when you first start playing, that teach you the things, and then you create friendships. And I think it's pretty cool that way. And at the same time, I do think some things could be better explained, just for the sake of monotony, but it's not bad the way it is, because meeting people is just great. But yeah, so you'll be able to buy up to 5 loadout slots. I think they're going to be like 20 plat a piece. So for 100 plat, you'll be able to get 5 slots right off the bat, master rank 1, and then have those, and then have even more as you rank up. They're also making it so that your loadouts come in a drop-down list, which is going to be awesome, because right now they show up at the top next to each other, and you have to move back, and if you're on console, bumper back and forth, and it takes each loadout slot a couple seconds to load up when you're moving between them. And it's just a pain moving between them and having to wait that couple seconds, because if the loadout slot you want is all the way on the left and you're all the way on the right, bumpering through is just So having to be able to bring up a drop down list and go straight to the one you want, that's going to make things a lot faster, a lot more convenient. So definitely looking forward to that. There is going to be a Moon expansion, which is already on PC now in 18.5, bringing some new Moon missions. Now, unfortunately, they still haven't given the Moon its own spot on the navigation menu as a planet yet. The Moon missions are still showing up under Earth, which, it is what it is. Hopefully, after they add some more Moon missions, that they'll actually just add the Moon, so you can just go to the Moon instead of selecting Moon missions from Earth. So pretty much they're spy missions, and they have created these spy missions to be very challenging, very puzzle orientated. They showed off one of the spy missions where you shoot a little ball, it's in the air, and it creates a platform for you to wall latch onto. Then you shoot that same ball again, push it forward, it creates another platform, and then another, and then another, and then you kind of have to jump your way around. That was just one example. I mean, there's tons of cool stuff in these new Vault missions. They also have the rifts. So if you get to the end of a hallway and you feel like there's nowhere else you can go, but you see like a rift there, you can jump into it, and then it'll bring you into the alternate version of the moon. First, when you're in there, it'll be the Orokin moon after the war, all destructed, and beams falling down, rocks crumbling. But when you jump through the rift, it's pre-war Orokin moon, and everything is pristine, gold everywhere, just looking great. And you'll move back and forth in these rifts between old and new to solve the puzzles, which I think adds a really cool element, not only to the moon itself, but to the spy missions as well. Now, you're going to be able to navigate through them. Now, when you jump through a rift, if you want to go back through it, you'll have to shoot it real quick to go back through. They did that so that after you jump through the rift, you won't automatically be transported back again by accident. So, if we don't run anything like that, so that to go back, just shoot the rift, it'll open it back up, and then you can go back to where you were. Spear Prime recently got a buff. That's already on console as well as PC, which was much needed, because when it first came out, Spear Prime was underwhelming, to say the least. They're talking about bringing back the Shiv or the Shiv to possibly as some sort of sortie reward in the future. For those who don't know, was a dagger that came from an event a good while back, and it's just no longer obtainable. But people wanted to get that XP to level up their mastery rank, so the Shiv will be coming back. Probably not anytime super soon, but in the fairly near future, it'll be coming to sorties. Now, I don't know if it'll just be the Shiv, or if they're actually going to break it down into parts and you'll actually have to build it. That remains to be seen. Looking at how they've done the sortie missions so far, I'm guessing you would have the blueprint, the blade, and the handle, and actually have to build it yourself, which is fine. Also, in an 18.5 that just came out on PC, a significant visual upgrade. Mainly with the lighting, they have completely redone the lighting in the game to where it's more realistic. The way the shadows reflect, the way the lights reflect off of your frame, enemies, and it's amazing how just fixing all this lighting and everywhere in the game has just made it look like almost like a brand new game. It just looks amazing, amazing, amazing. And if you haven't seen it yet, just you're gonna love it. Um, Dark Sector. They did finally talk about solar rails and dark sectors. It was kind of not much, but they did say that they are still eventually coming back. They are still working on it. And when they come back, they're going to be more cooperative and less competitive. They're going to be for clans. There will be clans and alliances. So I guess you'll be able to do solar rails, dark sectors. Even if your clan isn't in an alliance, which is kind of cool. I don't know how that's going to affect the big alliances battling each other because I know all these there's big alliances and they want solar rails to come back so they could just start battling each other again. But I think DE and me and myself, that kind of takes away from the cooperative feel of the game and it brings a lot of animosity, between alliances and a lot of crap talking, which is what it is. But this isn't Call of Duty. This is Warframe. And so I'm kind of interested to see what happens when it comes back more cooperative, less competitive, and for having clans that aren't in alliances or even smaller alliances can compete now on top of just singular clans. Because before, if you weren't a big alliance, you were just asked out on solar rails. You had to be a big alliance and you had to be all about solar rails 24/7 to compete. And now even small alliances down to the smallest clan will be able to compete. And I just think that's really cool. They also said that there will be certain specializations that need to be done to complete solar rails or to do solar rails. So I don't know what they meant by that, but there's going to be more than just going to defend your solar rail. There's going to be a little bit more depth to it, I think, where there's going to be like prerequisites that are going to need to be met before going after a solar rail, which I think making it a little bit more in depth and involved and making clans and alliances work together for a more common and cooperative goal is going to be just really cool. Also coming is 3 holster positions for your melee weapon. Right now it just equips it on the side. But coming, you'll be able to either move it from the left side or to your right side or on your back. So, of course, right now, if you just have a one-handed weapon, it goes on your side. And if you got a two-handed weapon, it goes on your back. But now you'll be able to move weapons and have them holstered anywhere you want for your melee weapon. That's not going to work for guns. It's only going to be for the melee weapons. Maybe they'll change the guns up where you could change their holster spots in the future too. But for right now, just being able to change the melee weapons, I think is going to be really cool. And just another way of personalizing your look, really. So the Sands of Inaros quest I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. This quest actually comes from Barrow Katir, which is crazy. So, if you're on PC, you just go to Barrow Katir, pick up the blueprint for the quest, build it, and get moving. So, if Barrow isn't around and you want to get the quest, you're going to have to wait until the next time he comes. But the good news is Barrow is going to be selling the blueprint for this quest every time he comes. So, it doesn't matter if you missed it this week. When he comes back again, he'll still have it. And if you missed it that week, when he comes back again, he'll still have it. He'll just always have this blueprint. So the blueprint is going to be tradable, although I don't think that means much because since Barrow's going to be selling it every time he comes, it's not going to be worth anything. So the only reason to have extra ones would be able to trade one to a friend or a clanmate pretty much for free to help them out, which is fine as well. But yeah, so not only do you get the blueprint from him, it's actually kind of a quest revolved around him. He's talking to you, kind of guiding you through the quest. It's something that you and him are trying to figure out together what's going on with this Aneros character from the past. For those who don't know, Aneros is like a mummy-themed frame, and he has no shields. He's straight health. and armor. And what's really cool is you are constantly stealing life from your enemies. One of his abilities is called Devour. And you mark an enemy for Devour, and then you walk up to them and then start devouring the enemy. And then that brings your health back. And once you're done devouring them, not only do you get all the health from that enemy, it also makes that enemy into like a sand sculpture minion that walks around and fights for you. So you could just walk around devouring enemies, getting health nonstop, and have a bunch of sand minions running around with you, which is just really cool. And then also, if you mark a target for devouring, clanmates who are in, or teammates who are in the squad with you can walk up and devour them as well. Even if they're not playing as Aneros, they can still devour that enemy and get the health. Now, if they're not playing as Aneros, it won't make them into a sand minion, but they will be able to devour them and get the health, which is cool. Sandstorm is another one of his abilities, which creates like a huge whirlwind out of Aneros, and he just starts spinning into like a sandstorm tornado, and you just start burrowing through the enemies, and it just does really cool damage. And I can't wait to play with them. Those on PC are already playing with them. I'm on console, so I gotta wait a little bit longer. But I can really just can't wait to check him out. He looks like a really cool frame, especially for nightmare missions. Those of you who play Warframe know in nightmare missions you have no shields pretty much all the time anyway. So having a frame that's built around health is just going to be insane for nightmare missions. I think Aneros is going to be the go-to frame for nightmare missions. There is also the chat rework, which is an 18.5 on PC and coming to console. They've made it a lot more sleek, and you can resize the chat windows, and there are emojis now, emoticons, Warframe theme ones, like a little G3 one, a little Lotus one, as well as your standard smiley faces and all that. So people love using fake emoticons where like equal and smiley face, that type of stuff already in Warframe chat anyway. So people are going to be going crazy with these little emoticons, and I'm looking forward to it, because I spend, as a clan leader and an alliance leader, I spend a lot of time chatting and dropping smiley faces at people just to be friendly. So a few new weapons. The Mutilus Cernos. We already have the Cernos and the Rakta Cernos, and now the Mutilus Cernos, which, for those who don't know, is bow and arrow. I don't know if it's going to be better than the Rakta Cernos. Probably not, but it'll probably be better than the regular Cernos. And then the Legion Staff, which kind of looks like the Thibodeau a little bit, but like a mutilated, infested version of it. I don't know if that's going to be doing enough damage, but it looks cool, to say the least. And then there's another dual Toxicist or something pistols. They look cool, and they look like they do a lot of good damage as well. I think that's my most anticipated of the new weapons. And then the last little thing, you'll be able to put sigils on your operator now. So, right now you can go and you can customize your operator's look, his face, his colors, a few parts of his outfit, but now you'll actually be able to put sigils on him, and customize them even more, which I think is cool. And it gives more meaning to sigils, more on than just your frame yourself, because I have the Valorum Prime sigil, and I wear that on pretty much all my frames, but I've got other sigils that I think are cool too that I wouldn't. So like that 50-day login sigil, that Cosmos looking whatever the hell sigil, looks really freaking cool, and I'd love to put that on my operator. And that pretty much covers the news. Lastly, I wanted to say the dojos needed a rework, Digital Extremes. Please add some new dojo stuff. Add us a shooting range / practice room where clanmates can go in and practice different loadouts against enemies. Add a mastery test room like on the relay where clanmates can go in and just access and practice mastery tests from the dojo without having to go to the relay and then go all the way up to the second level and then do the test, and then if they fail they start at the beginning of the relay and they have to go up there again, blah blah blah. Just make a mastery test room for the dojo would make it a lot better. Also, a resource donations post. Right now you've got the clan trading post and you've got the treasury / vault post, We need a resources donations post where clan mates can go and just donate resources to the vault, because right now the only way to donate resources is for clans to put up like statues in the dojo and then have clan mates go in there, donate to the statues, and then after they're done being built, break them down, and then it puts those resources in the vault, which is just monotonous. I mean, give us a clan resources donations post for real. There's a ton of other stuff I like to see happen with dojos as well. Some new dead end rooms that are customizable with more than 15 decoration capacity. Right now, any dead end room has 15 decoration capacity, and if you want more than that, then you have to use one of these rooms with 2 doors or 4 doors, and sometimes you just want a cool dead end room and you want to customize it like into like a garden or whatever you want. And I just think they need to make more a dead end room or a few dead end rooms with high decoration capacity, so that we can be a little express ourselves a little better. Being able to go into the dojo with clanmates without having to break up your squad would be great. Being able to look at your inventory while you're in the dojo without having to go to initiate a trade with somebody to look at your inventory. Just being able to go into your inventory and look and see what you have, so that you can stay in the dojo while in trading chat and post up what you have to trade. Because right now you have to leave, go to your Lisette, look in your inventory, be like, all right, I want to trade this, make note of it, then go back to the dojo, start talking to people, trade, invite them in, blah blah blah. And some other stuff I'd like to see as well, but I think I took up enough of y'all's time. It's been a great episode. I've enjoyed it. I hope y'all did as well. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Frag Radio.